This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 70, Manga at Otakon 2014. This week's manga. There's nothing really new this week. Kodansha has Volume 3 of My Little Monster and 2 Hiro Mishima titles, Fairy Tail Volume 41 and Monster Soul Volume 2. Vertical releases the second-to-last volume of Wolfsmund. I'm curious about this title, but I'm reluctant with a description like most depressing story being attached to it. From Viz comes Volume 7 of Maji and 2 of the rare Tokyo Pop rescues in print, Loveless and Dead Man Wonderland. I wonder if the reason they got the print treatment is because they never finished in print. In the news, manga artist Hinoki Kino, the manga adapter of Number 6 from Kodansha, has launched a new title also from Kodansha. The September issue of Aria, out July 28th, debuted Setsuna Graffiti, a story about a group of boys who aspire to become firework technicians. High schooler Ko returns to his home village after living in Tokyo with his grandparents. He has a crippling fear of fire after an incident as a child there, until he meets a sorcerer's apprentice who changes his life. This sounds like a really interesting story. I hope Kodansha will seriously consider it if it does well in Japan. Number 6 has certainly done well here, so it can't be too far of a stretch that this title will as well. In this week's Weekly Shonen Jump, issue number 36, Viz ran a special one-shot by Kazue Kato, the creator of Blue Exorcist. Titled Astronerd, it is about the impending doom of humanity and the only remaining hope, a nerd. The nerd as hero has become conspicuously popular of late. I guess I shouldn't be surprised with nerd geek culture becoming more popular with the mainstream, but like the shoujo trope of the shy girl catching the eye of the most popular boy at school, there's only so much of it you can take before it gets old. The story has to be really something special to get past the trope meter now. 2 popular manga are getting anime adaptations. Volume 14 of Attack on Titan announced that the 2-volume series Attack on Titan No Regrets is getting 2 OVAs, which will be bundled with Volumes 15 and 16 of the main series. They will be released in December 2014 and April 2015, respectively. I absolutely loved Attack on Titan No Regrets and would love to see young Levi in all of his kick-ass glory. Kami-sama Kiss already got a 13-episode anime TV series in 2012. Now it's getting a second series, as announced in the 17th issue of Hakunsensha's Hana to Yume magazine. There is no date for the series yet, but I think a winter or a spring season release is most likely. It's sadly rather rare for shoujo manga to get an anime made of them, so getting a second season is a really big deal. It will no doubt be streamed again by Funimation, who streamed the first season, as well as released it on DVD. The Top 10 Department. At VizManga.com, new releases wipe the slate clean as they take over the list almost exclusively. For the week of August 5th, 2014, a new title takes the top spot. Bleach Volume 61 debuts at number 1. Rosario Vampire Season 2 Volume 13 debuts at number 2, along with Toriko Volume 23 at number 3. D. Gray Man Volume 24 debuts at number 4, alongside Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan Volume 22 at number 5. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 does the double tap again, with Volume 9 jumping in at number 6, and Volume 10 flying in right behind at number 7. Naruto Volume 66 falls back another 4 to number 8. Voiceover Volume 5 debuts at number 9, and Kaze Hikaru Volume 22 debuts at number 10. There were a few holdovers from last week, and none of the Viz Select survived the new releases onslaught. Bleach and Toriko were no surprise. Rosario Vampire and D. Gray Man are a little more surprising. But the biggest surprise goes to Kaze Hikaru with its once-a-year release. While the story has always been critically praised, that hasn't always translated into sales, so it's nice to see it make the top 10 with this release. Over at the New York Times bestseller list, Yen Press's hold on the list is lost to Viz's big release week and a return of some of Kodansha's titans. For the week ending August 9th, 2014, there is a new top title. Rosario Vampire Season 2 Volume 13 debuts at number 1. Attack on Titan No Regrets Volume 1 moves back up 8 spots to number 2 and is followed by Attack on Titan Volume 1 moving back up 2 to number 3. Fairy Tail Volume 40 returns at number 4, while Black Butler Volume 17, last week's number 1, moves down 4 spots to number 5. Dragon R Academy Volume 3 debuts at number 6, as does Food Wars Volume 1, which debuts at number 7. Naruto Volume 66 moves back 2 to number 8. Attack on Titan Volume 2 returns at number 9. And Bleach Volume 61 ends the list with its debut at number 10. Yen Press went from domineering to dominated in 1 week. 5 of their titles lost out to 3 Viz Media shonen titles and 1 Seven Seas male gaze title. Kodansha has quite the revolving door of titles, as not just Attack on Titan returns, but Fairy Tail as well. The previously digital-only title, Food Wars from Viz, debuts respectively, but I would have thought Bleach and Rosario Vampire Season 2 would have switched places. Manga at Otakon 2014. While Otakon is a big anime con on the East Coast, it isn't a big con manga publishers choose to make big or really any announcements at. Only 2 companies had anything new to announce, Crunchyroll Manga and Vertical. Crunchyroll is really working to be the place for streaming manga. They announced the addition of 5 new titles, starting with Shindo. This series is about Kazuo, a ronin trying to get into a distinguished college of music. He meets Uta Naruse, a girl who loves baseball and who is a piano prodigy who can play Debussy as if it were nothing. The first 4 volumes are now available for subscribers. I like most manga that has something to do with music, so this is a title I would love to check out. Murder Incarnation is a newer title. After the loss of a loved one, a mysterious girl appears just at the right moment with an offer. She will bring back the lost loved one if those left behind can do one simple task: kill 3 people. Any 3 people in the next 24 hours. This title has a Hellgirl kind of vibe to it, giving people a choice and testing the value people put on human life. There are 10 chapters available to subscribers. This is another title I would love to check out. I like the supernatural titles that test people. Girl May Kill is a monthly title about a port town controlled by the mafia and a young man who returns to it after many years away. Gohongi finds a job at a video rental store that also becomes his home that he shares with May, a young girl who is a ruthless hitman, and Katsura, who is a homosexual. With tensions growing between mafia factions, Gohongi gets dragged into a world of trouble. This title doesn't sound quite as interesting to me. There are 14 chapters available, but it's one I think I'll pass on. Joshi Kase is an unusual title. It follows 3 girls, beautiful but unlucky Momoko, cool, collected Shibumi, and refreshingly innocent Mayumi. It is a slice-of-life title that is told through pictures and sound effects, but no dialogue. The uniqueness of having no dialogue makes this title interesting to me. There are now 18 chapters up, with new chapters coming out on the 2nd and 4th of the month. Chronos Hase is a title that was announced but isn't available yet. It follows student Toya, who enrolls at Amagiri Academy, a school that takes up an entire island. He is searching for his father, who also attended the school, and he hopes to find some clues as to his whereabouts there. But soon after school begins, he is dragged into one mysterious and troublesome affair after another. Crunchyroll will update this title twice a month, though it appears the title is only 2 volumes, so it should finish quickly with that schedule. I'm mildly interested in this series, mostly because I like sci-fi and mysteries. Vertical was the only other publisher with a panel and a new title to announce, and it wasn't even a manga. They will be publishing an art book, A Sky Longing for Memories, the art of Makoto Shinkai. Shinkai is an anime director whose works include Voices of a Distant Star, The Place Promised in Our Early Days, and 5 centimeters per second. The book will be 160 pages with over 400 art pieces and interviews with Shinkai and his key staff members. It will be released in May of 2015. I'm not big on art books or this director, so this will be a Vertical title I pass on. Anime News Network's coverage of the Viz Media panel included an interesting but strange tidbit. During the question and answer session, Viz said they were working on getting the Capellion manga. They have the anime up for streaming on their Neon Alley site, but I question how likely they are to get the manga. It's currently streaming on Crunchyroll and is a Kodansha property. I would expect Kodansha would want to keep it rather than let a rival like Viz get it. They gave a possible release date of April 2015, so we'll have to see. Though I wonder if leaking this will hurt their chances. Publishers usually don't like to comment on titles that aren't confirmed, as it could make the deal fall through. That's it for the manga announcements at Otakon. Were you disappointed by so few announcements and practically no print? Or do you love the Crunchyroll streaming model and are glad to see more? Leave a comment and let everyone know. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jdragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jdragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.